Hello, my friends. How are ya? Hiker Dave and E here. And I am out just on a wintry hike here. It's kind of late in the day, but I wanted to check this spot out. It's pretty close to where me and Gary hiked, I don't even know, a month ago. And we found a lot of structures out here. And this is kind of like a little bit further north than that spot. And that's all I'm going to say about my location. We got some snow. Some places, up in New Hampshire is crazy. I live in kind of a valley, the Monadnock Valley area, or Monadnock region, and especially where I am located, where I live, we seem to get dumped on way more than like the forecast. So, they could say, okay, we're going to get 3 or 5 inches of snow. And for some reason, the valley that I'm in gets dumped on. We always get more. But they messed up on this one. They said we were going to get over a foot of snow. And we ended up getting, in some spots, 3 inches. Some spots got 6 inches, but nothing like they predicted. I don't have a lot of daylight. It gets dark so soon nowadays, but I am completely geared up. I just want to go out for half an hour or so. There's all kinds of sounds going on around here, but a lot of that is the snow falling off the branches but I've been really paying close attention. Oh boy, look at that. To natural like this to me, but on its own, I would say this is suspect, right? It's like, oh, look at that break. But this tree that's down right here obviously fell and grabbed this branch and broke it. Grabbed this tree. So I'm really paying close attention to natural, what I can say is a natural tree break or a tree bend, to get a better idea, because I do say not everything. You just can't claim everything is Bigfoot. And I've said that for, a couple years now on this channel, that you really need to do some investigative work, so to speak, to look to see if something seems out of place that is absolutely unnatural, and you can kind of say with some confidence, didn't naturally get that way. So this place I'm at now, it's this massive area, just miles and miles and miles. It takes up, I don't remember how many square miles, but it's a conservation area up here near me. That is just so much of this land has been set aside for conservation. And it's nice. It's just so nice to be able to have a place like that where it's a huge area. So we're going to just go for a little walk here and see what we see. I am hiking alone today, a solo hike. I am making an effort to do more hiking alone and not get spoiled. I have my hiking partner, Gary. He's ready to rock and roll pretty much any time, but he does live an hour from me. And so, for instance, this hike I'm on now, I did not plan this. I was running some errands, and it's not freezing cold out. I said, boy, this would be nice. You know, it's high 30s. And I said, oh, I know a spot I just wanted to check out and take a look at. And now, that's not something I would call Gary and say, hey, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, can you come down an hour from your house and go for a 40-minute hike with me? That's not happening. Just noticed a car drove by. I didn't even know the road is right. Where am I? The road is right there. I didn't even realize it. That's ridiculous, because I've been hiking for 20 minutes and I thought I was out in the middle of the woods. I mean, I am. It's a dirt road. It's a desolate road, but so I had this strange theory, or thought, I'm going to say, about structures. What I call a teepee structure, or obviously the forest has been manipulated to form, you know, a structure on a tree, up against a tree or something, even if sometimes it's freestanding or whatever. I was at my house, and anybody's house, really, if you think about. All right, let me start again here. So I used to ride with these guys in Boston. We had a motorcycle club. We all would ride, and me and a couple of my buddies, we rented a house, and that was our clubhouse. And we had this rule. There was 4 of the club members living in this. It's like a split-level ranch, nice house. It was in Hyde Park. And we had a rule, no girlfriends can move in, right? Well, it wasn't long before I broke that rule. And something changed in the house. You know, we had the Jolly Roger skull and crossbones hanging in the windows, and over the fireplace there was, you know, motorcycle parts and carburetors being taken apart and put together on the kitchen table, and it was a beautiful, beautiful place, but it absolutely had zero, like, a woman's touch, right? And just please bear with me, this is going somewhere, believe it or not. And right away, you know, you walk into this house we had, you could tell it was a bunch of dudes living there. Sink overpiling with dishes and beer cans everywhere, but it was a bunch of guys living in a house. This is about 15 years ago or so now, and as soon as I had a female friend of mine come and stay with me for a little while, things changed in the house. Next thing you know, we had curtains and sashes over the window. The dishes were done. Pictures were being put up on the wall, and the bathroom curtain was no longer a tarp, right? It was a flowery bathroom curtain, and it took that female touch to kind of make the house feel more of a home, right? Guys were very upset at me for doing that too, I broke my own rule, but so there was more of a feminine touch, the decoration, right? There was suddenly a Christmas tree in the living room, and where, you know, what me and the guys had, we had like a branch with like some Harley Davidson ornaments sticking off of it, and that was it, right? So, you know, strangely enough, this is something I thought of this morning. And so going back to tree structures and things like that, teepees and stuff, it almost, I feel like maybe, I mean, of course, this is a theory. This is, some people have put no stock whatsoever in teepee structures or structures in general, tree bends, sapling breaks, and these things, right? That these structures or teepees are the female Sasquatch making it feel more at home. And I had this theory, I'm going to say maybe last year, that, when you buy a home, the first thing you do is you start to personalize it, right? So in your living room, you may put up family photos and whatever, use your imagination, right? Instead of having bare walls, things start to go up to give it a more feeling of home. And I had that theory that perhaps that's what these tree breaks and bends and different things like that, what it signifies. And I thought, it could be just Sasquatch manipulating their surroundings to make it feel more like theirs, right? Just to personalize it. And this morning, I thought, wow, that's kind of a female trait. Personally, I could live on a cot, okay, in an empty bedroom with a bureau and a TV, and that's all I need. I don't really care what color the curtains are and stuff like that. And I just found it interesting. That thought ran through my mind that some of these manipulations in the woods could be a female Sasquatch that wants to make it look, I don't know, this it sounds ridiculous now that I'm saying it, but again, it's just a theory. I'm not saying that there aren't some really fantastic male decorators out there. That's, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and the way things are today, I don't want to insult anybody. I don't really care about anybody's lifestyle, but it was just funny that to be standing in my bathroom looking in the mirror and looking at what's on the walls and thinking, all of a sudden I went to that theory in my head, because I constantly think, why do Sasquatch, why, and this is my opinion, my theory, blah, 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 I can have it, why they make these structures, why they make these teepee structures. And I'm like, okay. That big loud break right there, I wonder if that came out on the audio. And anyways, just something I thought was funny, that even when I'm not in the forest, or I'm not on the interwebs researching this or that about Bigfoot, that something popped into my head like that. I thought it was funny. Anyways, just some food for thought. I love the snow, hiking in the snow. It's my favorite. It's my favorite hiking weather is the snow, because you can see trails, tracks of different woodland creatures, and also, of course, looking for Sasquatch footprints. And it amazes me. I think I've been doing this now, God, I want to say 4 years, but 5 years. And I think out of all the years I've been doing this, I have found, I think maybe three or four single tracks in the snow that look like a bare foot. I was in southeastern Massachusetts, and I found the two prints, barefoot prints in the snow. I want to say, so I think 3 maybe in total prints that I saw in the snow. And I always come out with such enthusiasm and excitement. You know, I'm like, okay, we're in the snow. You know, I'm gonna bust them, right? I'm gonna find some tracks and some prints. Well, I'll tell you, it's just not like you think. You know, they're just not that stupid, I want to say. What is that? No. Looks like a little structure there. Oh no, it's actually a tree. Another thing I really like about the snow on the ground is that right now I just walked off trail. Very easy to find your way back. And that's interesting like that, huh? Get that stick. Oh wow, this is just a stick stuck in there. That's interesting. I like that. I am losing daylight. And so when I go out in the snow, I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna get you this time, right? I'm gonna see a track, you know, a trackway, which I've never seen before. A trackway. I found prints on their own. The small footprints, bare footprints I found in the snow in Massachusetts were, there was a right foot, and then I found the left foot 50 feet up the trail, which I wouldn't even consider that a trackway, except for the print was the same as far as the size of the print. But it gets a little bit disappointing. You know, I'm putting in on the time and the effort, and I'm like, come on, man, you know, come on. Part of the excitement of moving up into the mountains was my theory that Sasquatch will rotate up north into the mountains to avoid leaving tracks all over the place, say in southeastern Massachusetts. And I'm like, but I'm not going to give up. Last winter was my first winter up here, and I knew very little about the area. So this winter here is really going to be my first full winter of exploration up here. So I have high hopes. I'd love to see a track or two. Sometimes you just need that confirmation, and finding a track like that would be enough to keep me going for a long time. It's starting to get colder out. I can feel it. The sun's going down. And yes, I've turned and making my way back. Something I find interesting as well is the lack of tracks, period. And no deer tracks, no bunny rabbit tracks, or I know that there's the bobcats up here and bear and all kinds of other good stuff, but even those, I'm having a hard time finding anything like that either. So, good luck finding a Bigfoot track, right? I think I better hustle up a little bit. It gets dark quick. As soon as that sun goes down behind those trees, it's going to be dark. We got there some bark hanging to dry up in the tree. It looks like some birch bark hanging out to dry. So, I'm hearing a lot of action behind me here. I have been trying my hand at wood carving, or more specifically relief carving. And I had my first almost completed carving, and of course it's a Bigfoot. And I'm not done with it yet, but I'll give you a little glimpse of it here. It's really relaxing. I like it. I paint as well, and I wanted to try my hand at it, and so I went and got the basic tools that you need for carving and whittling. I wanted to get into whittling as well. That'll be my next step. I mean, there's nothing like I'm in the woods so often I stop to make something to eat, or sit and relax for half an hour. I would love to take a piece of wood, cut it, and whittle something out of it. So I bought some nice whittling knives, and it's just interesting. I think it's very relaxing and fitting for someone who's in the woods so often. All right, I'm just about out. I think my hands are freezing. I have gloves. With me, stuff like that. They're in my backpack, but I always forget. Filming in the woods in the winter is brutal on the fingers, and that's why I carry so much fire starter with me, just to get little fires going. Like my hand I'm holding the phone with, freezing, but I actually can see in the distance my vehicle. I'm out with plenty of time. Let me know what you think about my wood carving. It's just my first attempt at it. I had a couple of practice things. I'll show you another picture of it. On the other side of that Bigfoot is just some practice stuff. I'll show it in a couple of pictures. I probably already showed it in the editing process. Just a lot of fun to do. I really like it a lot. All right, I am going to Gary's Saturday, today being Thursday. And we are going to, depending on how cold it is, it might be a nice enough day to go for a hike. Either that, or maybe we'll do a little target practice on his property. We'll see. I might make a video there, I may not. Until then, you guys, thank you so much for clicking on this short, boring video, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.